You know what I love about this regime with the Detroit Lions is that they make moves that just make sense. Actually, just a week or two ago, right as the playoffs were about to start, I did a video about how the Lions might be looking for tight end help right after Laporta got hurt in the final game against the Vikings. We went out there and we talked about the possibility of bringing in Zach Ertz. It felt like it made too much sense. It really did. It felt like it made too much sense. And at the same time, it felt like it was too late. And so it's like one of those things where it's like, all right, we always think about these things. We hope that these are the things that are going to happen, the things that make sense, but they don't. Well, the Detroit Lions have gone out and they have signed Zach Ertz, and he may play against the 49ers, all right, in the NFC title game. Now, this isn't what you're hoping for necessarily. You're not hoping that you've got somebody that you're going to play. How do I want to put it? You're not hoping that you're going to get a tight end that you're going to play and start within a week of signing him in the playoffs. This isn't what you want. But Zach Ertz is a guy that is Super Bowl ring hunting. He is a guy that has put up massive seasons. He is a phenomenal tight end, not just because he's a good tight end, but he's a great guy to have around for, young Sam Laporta. Like, I think he's great for that as well. So, let's read what it says here. According to Tom Pelissero of NFL Network, on Monday, Ertz will sign with the Detroit Lions. The 33-year-old will start on Detroit's practice squad, but Pelissero noted there are plans to potentially elevate him for the NFC Championship game. Now, here's the thing with him. He also, I do want to say this as well. Ertz's departure from Arizona was mutual. All right, it was a decision by him and the team to give him a chance to finish the season elsewhere. That's what he wanted to do. In fact, J.J. Watt even came out and reported that the tight end requested his release because he plans to go and sign with a contender. How do we feel living in a world knowing that the Detroit Lions are the contender? They're the team the guy signs with. We're not just getting veterans that are on their last leg and no longer want, like they're just hoping to play with someone, anyone, and collect more game checks. All right, no, we are the contender that he is going to play with. All right, so what are we getting in Zach Ertz? Well, let's just take a look at this for a second. All right, this is his career. It is a long career. It's a long career for a tight end. Is he tired? Yes. Is he at the end of his rope? Yes. Is he good enough that he could come in big and give some help for a couple of games? Yes. He absolutely is. Look at the production, the ridiculous production in 2018 right here. Okay, in 2018, I'll make my mouse big for you. All right, 16 games played. He played in every single game. There were 16 games that year. 116 catches. He was a tight end with 156 targets for almost 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. 66 first downs. Are you kidding me? And then in 2019, he goes for 88 more catches. Almost another 1,000 yards. 50 first downs. Like, this is unbelievable. All while just fumbling rarely. Okay? Fumbling rarely. But look at this stretch from 2015 to 2019. Okay? Catches, 75, 78, 74, 116, 88. And then injuries started to get him. Right? Injuries started to get him. He only plays in 11 games in 2020. In 2021, he only plays in 11 games. He's wanting to re-sign a contract right in here. I remember him talking about it, but the Philadelphia Eagles also have Dallas Goedert, who is a younger version, maybe not as good as Ertz, never had those crazy years, but a younger version of Zach Ertz that is also a very good player. And he's like, I remember Ertz even being almost emotional talking about it, being like, I don't think they want me. Like, I don't think I'm in their plans. And he admitted it. It was hard for him. And then he goes and he gets sent out to Arizona to die, right? But in 2021, Arizona wasn't terrible. Remember, I think that was the year that they had that massive collapse. And he was awesome for them that year. He goes there halfway through the season, plays 6 games with Philly, and in 11 games goes 56 catches on 81 targets for 570 yards, over 10 yards, 30 first downs, and he basically was the same player for Arizona in 2021 that he was for Philly in that long stretch. That's just 2 years ago. Last year, he only played in 10 games, still was productive. All right? He is productive. You can't even count this year against him. He had Josh Dobbs and whatever other backup was there throwing to him. Kyler Murray wasn't even playing. Zach Ertz is still a good tight end. And that's what I think we need to talk about when we see this. Like, this is a guy who is still more than serviceable. But why do we need him? All right. In this article, you can see they've incurred a bunch of injuries at the tight end position. Sam Laporta, I don't know how the dude's playing through that hyperextended knee and actually looking pretty good on it. I thought it was going to be a hard matchup for him against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he's just like, watch this. He was unbelievable. But you know who else was good in that game? Brock Wright. Brock Wright was good in that game. We were able to use him. We were able to hide him in different ways. Ferkser just was kind of there. You're not going to count on him for a lot. And if you're sitting here telling me, who would I rather have for an NFC championship game and a Super Bowl? Would I rather have Brock Wright or would I rather have Zach Ertz? All right? It's not even a knock on how Brock Wright's been playing. It's not even that. It's simply Zach Ertz has been unbelievable. Zach Ertz has won a Super Bowl. He knows what it takes. Honest to goodness, if Zach Ertz wants to play with this team and he wants to come back next year on a cheap contract because he doesn't want to end his year and he wants to play second fiddle, all right, to Sam Laporta, bring him back for another year when he's 34 years old. That's fine because he's a guy who knows what to do. So now you sit here in your tight end room, you have Laporta, you have Zach Ertz, and you have Anthony Ferkser. Like, you could do worse. In fact, I will make the argument that maybe it was worse when it was Laporta and it was Mitchell and it was Brock Wright. Because the truth is, when you got past Laporta, nobody else is a threat to catch a football. So my hope is that they actually have a player to designed. This is my hope, is that they have a player to designed already against the 49ers for Zach Ertz in an attempt to keep them off platform, to keep them guessing. My hope is that he will be the forgotten man, and then he can remind everybody like, hey, I'm still good at football. I'm still a good wide receiver. I am a wide receiver who has caught 709 footballs in this league. A tight end, 709. I've played in 151 games. I have over 7,000 yards receiving. I have, oh my goodness, I have 46 touchdowns. I have almost 400 first downs. I am a chain mover, and I was the best, arguably, offensive weapon, all right, on a 2018 Philadelphia team. He was very good. So this is a huge pickup. It's a smart move. And I'm excited to see how quickly he can adapt in. But knowing him, knowing Zach Ertz, and knowing this management, I wouldn't be surprised if they said, hey, be looking at stuff 2 weeks ago. And then they decided to bring him in when we had one more injury. I understand not wanting to bring him in over Mitchell. I get that. Like, young guy, let him have his thing. Over Brock Wright, I totally get that. These are guys who know what's going on. But I would not be surprised if Zach Ertz, the professional that he is, has been studying tape and kind of knows what he's getting into going into Detroit. They're going to put him on a crash course. It shouldn't be that hard for him to adjust because he's been in the league for a long, long time. All right, hope you like the addition and hope you like the video. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Go Lions!